Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beacon Pines. The feedback from last week was heard. I have adjusted the volume a little bit on all the things, so hopefully, um, all the things are better heard. The narrator, as well as um, some of the other things going on, the music and whatnot. So hopefully, the sound is better and matches better with my voice. We'll find out today, and we'll adjust accordingly. We're starting chapter 3. Again, if you're enjoying the series, please hit that like button. If you're new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and share it with your friends because the reaction for the first episode is overwhelmingly positive, and I'm very happy with that. And so we're going to continue with chapter 3, starting now.
Finding a friend. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
I finished drawing a mess of jam last night. Uh-huh. So I need to get delivered into town today. Okay. What did you and Rollo get up to yesterday? Oh, nothing interesting. Hello? Calm down. No, of course it was the right thing to do. Start gathering, folks. I'll be right there. Are you sure there isn't anything you want to tell me about yesterday? Anything I want to tell you? Not really. We just sort of ran around a bit.
Gran's brow furrowed. She let out a long sigh. Her voice was quiet and even.
I have to go take care of something. You are to stay in this house for the day. Under no circumstance are you to leave. What? If I am not back by dinner, there's stew in the icebox. But nothing. You are to stay here. Understand? Yeah. Say it. I'll stay here till you get back. Good. Well, that was strange. So, yeah. You can do things like leave the water running, open the fridge. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna stay in the house, right? We're not actually thinking about staying in the house, are we? No way. Especially if there's nothing to interact with here in the house. I'm giving it my best.
A faint electronic sound floated in the air.
Oh. Is that coming from inside the house? Yeah, no, we can't relax with that noise going on, bud. Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Rollo, is that you? Over?
Luca glanced at the now silent walkie-talkie. He wasn't sure what to think. He wasn't sure.
Well, now what? Oh, hey, Roxy. Is this about accidentally kicking you yesterday? Is Rollo here? No. Look at me, Luca. This is serious. Is Rollo here? No, I haven't seen him since yesterday. Rollo didn't come home last night. What?
A pit formed in Luca's stomach.
Where was the last place you saw him? We were playing around in Weepwood, and then it was late, and we went home. Weepwood? If he's alive, I'm going to kill that little creep. Is there anything else? Anything that he said?
Luca's mouth felt dry.
No, we were just messing around. Okay. I need to go let people know to check the woods. You stay out of trouble. Go see if he's hiding in the library or something.
Luca could feel his heart beating in his throat.
Rollo. Where are you? Grant said no matter what, to not leave the house. Well, here we go. Sorry, had to make a quick cut there. I wanted to make sure all the volume was sounding correct and all that jazz, so sounds like it is. So we continue on. Reminder, if you're new around the channel, please consider giving the channel a subscription as well as a like to this video.
The road leading to Beacon Pines was a sort of natural barrier for the impatient.
So we're gonna go check the library for Rollo because Rollo didn't come home last night, which is unfortunate. Hey Bert, have you seen Rollo? Nope. Thought I'd mostly been talking to clipboards. They're setting off lots of stuff for the festival. This one said he had to process some answers. Told him that was fine. I wait right here until he gets back. So Rollo didn't come home. So we were asked to go to the library by somebody else. We really need to get back to work. Just a couple more minutes. If Roxy says she'll be here, then she'll be here. Just don't want to see why I'm standing around, doing nothing, and waiting for Roxy, when I could be standing around, doing nothing, and getting paid for it. Come on, Lumi. Roxy needs our help. My parents wouldn't listen. No offense, but isn't Rollo always getting into trouble? Something feels different this time. What can we do to help? We need to check out where the adults aren't. So I guess it's up to us to check the Weep Wood. Our shift doesn't end for another couple hours. We could spend time making posters. That would be great, I guess. Right. Fitz and I will check the Weep Wood. We'll be back later to pick up the posters. I think my dad has a map of Weep Wood. Let's swing by my house and grab it before we head out. Well, we're obviously gonna follow them. Last Chance Diner, no. Maybe our baddie friend has some info? Hey Dawn, Yawn. Is it true about Rollo? Yeah, he didn't come home last night. Wonder if it's connected. Connected to what? I was checking out reports about increased activity around town. What sort of activity? Windowless trucks, mechanical noises, strange lights. Your typical shady stuff. Who would be doing all that and why? Well, I have a few leads. The Valentine family is always suspicious. Hilarial Harvest certainly has the resources. You have any idea where Rollo could be? Best place to start looking is where the trail went cold. Where did you see him last? We were in Weep Wood, right by Valentine's Fertilizer. I'll check out Weep Wood when my shift ends. Do my best work at night. Alright, so I need to go check the library.
Kato volunteered at the library during the summers. He wasn't very social, so he'd dedicate each summer to becoming an expert in a single subject, making him a reliable source of very particular knowledge. If you were to ask Kato something he didn't know, he'd escape into the dusty old bookshelves and return with just the right thing.
Hey, Kato.
Kato was lost in his reading. Luca crooked his neck to see the title. Introduction to Melitology.
Ahem. Oh, hey, Luca. You snuck up on me. Good book? Dunno, just started it.
He gestured to the shelves.
I'm really running out of books I haven't read yet. So now it's on to the wonderful world of bees. Turns out, bees are pretty cool. For instance, did you know that 70% of bee species actually live underground tunnels? Or that there are 2 queens in a hive? They will fight to the death for supremacy? That's interesting, bud. You haven't seen Rollo around recently, have you? Not since yesterday. Keep an eye out for him, okay? Sure thing. If you see him out, you'll be the first to know. Well, we gone and checked for Rollo. Hey, Jossie. Oh, hey, Luca. Did Rollo come by? No. I was actually surprised. He's usually here early on days when new issue drops. Rollo's the biggest Hank Atomic fan I know. Beside myself, that is. Well, if he does swing by, tell him to meet me you know where. I don't know where. No, he knows where. Oh. Roger that, Space Cadet.
There were rarely any actual new additions, simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Not fooling anyone.
Oh, the cobs I've eaten. A salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous.
Yuck.
Sally Seashore's simple succulent sundry. Luca brushed off a smudge of dust. Or maybe it was flour. 30 recipes so easy you'll doubt it's even edible.
Oh.
A peek
Remember, check
behind
everything.
the curtain. The methods and ruminations of Patrick C. Montesquieu, one of the greatest acting minds of our time, by Patrick C. Montesquieu.
Cool. Remember, check everything that lets me have a magnifying
Mycological
glass.
phosphorescence.
Ugh, more like myco complete loss of interest.
The bottom corner shelf was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read. Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
Boring.
The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics, most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs.
All right. On to the... Oh. What sort of monster puts candy behind a locked door? Oh yeah, Mr. Nuncreed works weird hours sometimes. Of course he does. How about you? When do I work? No, what's your name? Luca Van Horn. You're new here? Yep, not by choice.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connection. She would tell you she prefers it that way.
I'm looking for my friend Rollo. He didn't come home last night. So he's missing. I guess so. Like, missing? Does that sort of thing happen a lot around here?
Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably.
Well, that sucks. Yeah. I should probably get going. Hey, wait up. What?
Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
I'm coming with you. What? So says the unlucky penny. Unlucky? Yeah, well, technically it landed on heads. Leave this kid to find his friend alone. But I always do the opposite. That's kind of like me and Rollo. Guess Rollo is my unlucky penny. That settles it. Person should never be without their unlucky penny. Let's go find him. The name's Beck. Pleasure to meet you, Beck. I suppose I could use some help. Try to keep up. Dang, they boarded up the way in. Well, this ain't good.
Luca felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
Is this sort of thing normal around here? Because puddles of glowing ooze are definitely not what I expected from this place. I have no idea what that stuff is. Well, next obvious step is science! And what does science suggest? Poke it with a stick! Ugh.
Luca watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood. First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals.
What the? Cool.
As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray. Beck dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
Okay, so the science tells us this gunk is weird as hell. Yeah. It seems dangerous. Hey Tish, look what the cat dragged in. Yup. Don't have time for this right now, Iggy. Oh, don't see things like that. It hurts Tish's feelings. Ain't that right, Tish? Yup. She looks fine to me. Why, hello. I don't think we've been properly introduced. Iggy's the name. This is my compatriot Tish. Yup. You've probably heard of us. Can't say I have. I'll forgive you just this once on account of you being new around here. Why would you hang out with this dud? Oh, he seems pretty alright. Iggy, why do you have to be so... new? He has even told you about his parents skipped out on him? Shut up. It's true. They got tired of having such a pathetic kid and left him. Iggy, I'm only gonna say this one more time. Don't talk about my family. Well, look who's grown a backbone now this girl's around. First, his pop's crooked. Then his mom finally couldn't take it anymore and bounced.
Iggy took a step towards Luca, his sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city, but a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought.
Time to bust out the strange? Bust out the tickles or the strange? Let's bust out the tickles.
Time to bust out the tickles.
Hey Tish, wanna see something cool? Yup. Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arm.
What the? Tish, is she tickling you? Yup. Hey, yup. Hey, yup.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter. Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you were just threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. See you around, new kid.
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Whoa! What a little creep. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your
Beck
hair.
shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? It depends. What are your feelings about having more mature, refined look? Oh God.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her, but finding Rollo was his primary concern.
The wonderful meowing you hear is my cat Sissy, who's here to interrupt. Property of Valentine Fertilizer Company. Looks old. She loves to interrupt my my recordings, my streams, whatever you got, whatever it is. Sissy is here to interrupt it with her meowing. Luca, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with gray hair just run past us in a panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just helping look for Rollo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca.
Running out of time.
In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rollo and I were just playing in Weepwood yesterday. We were investigating the lights of the old Valentine warehouse. But someone there was there in a strange suit. And we hid in a dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us. And I think it was a body. And so we ran, but we got split up. And then I ran home. And it was all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Rollo's gonna be okay, I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home. But I want to help. It's too dangerous for a kid. Just can't sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
You go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rollo shows up. Sound like a plan?
Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
Did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. Really believe his story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? Place gives me the willies. Wait, treehouse in case Rollo shows up. Won't let me go there. I tried to go back.
Mr. Nuncreed jumped with a start.
Whoa, don't sneak up on an old fella like that. Sorry? Who are you talking to? What?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the dang thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it, really. Whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Word from Rollo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rollo knows the woods too well to get lost. I suppose you're right. Silly boy antics have the whole town worry sick. Antics? We all know Rollo likes to play his little pranks. Think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could that be? He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him. I know it. How would you know that? Unless... Luca, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang it, boy. There's something you know. Something that could help find your friend. You need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all.
I don't know. I think he matches the size of the dude coming out of the warehouse. I
It
don't
was
trust
subtle,
him.
but Luca could sense something eating away at him. There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep... If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Yesterday, Rollo and I were messing around the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster. The dumpster? What were you doing in there? First we were looking around. Then someone threw a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw of him. You got scared by some garbage. Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
Both you Van Horns just can't help yourself. But you Van Horns just can't help yourselves, can you? We're all so close. We were so... Sorry. Words. Give me a minute. We were all so close. So close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule, plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands as he braced for impact. The capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end. Wait, this isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
Well, I don't have... See, by the way, called it. Called it. Time to bust out the strange.
Time to bust out the strange.
All right, Luca, looks like you need a little mud bath. What's wrong with you, new kid? You about to pound your friend? We're about to pound your friend.
Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye.
It's weird when people don't talk. Yo, stop being a weirdo. Hello? Are you some kind of wackadoo? Makes sense. Wackadoos travel in packs, eh, Dud?
At the sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach.
Arrgh!
Iggy's clothes were drenched in the glowing ooze.
You jerk, my clothes are ruined. I'm gonna...
Iggy's voice began to slur as he struggled to get up.
I don't feel so good. Hef? I'm sorry, I just... Oh, shit. Yup. So we just changed that kid. That was intense. Iggy's gonna be okay, right? Nothing about this seems
Person
okay.
at the warehouse, this strange ooze, and what it did to Iggy. Was Rollo caught up in all of this?
We have to find Rollo. Took the words right out of my mouth. Whoa there, little buddies. Startled me. The dickens are you up to in this pot of tap? Just helping look for Rollo. Oh, you haven't heard the good news? Rollo showed up safe and sound a bit ago. Really? So where was he? It's funny, really. He's got a little turned around in the woods. They can be disorienting, you know. Starting to get that impression. Rollo's at his house now, getting some well-deserved rest. That's a relief. Two should scurry along before you get lost yourselves. Yeah, come on, Beck. Can't wait to introduce you to Rollo. Oh, that reminds me. Luke, your grandmother was looking for you. She was? She was worried sick. Should march straight home, I guess. Beck, your folks might be worried too. I'll walk you home. Need to talk with Nellie about work anyway.
Beck glanced.
Guess all well ends well. Introduce you to Rollo tomorrow. Sure. Glad he's okay. No, he's okay, but the little kid's not.
Rollo, a wave of relief washed over Luca, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread. Gran is going to kill me. If he hurried, he might just make it home before sundown. Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran? Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rollo.
A sturdy old wheel.
Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. Figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. Turns out Rollo is safe and sound.
The house was empty.
The Gran's not back yet. Guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess.
Luca was sitting by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. Why don't you grab me some nice bait? Sure thing, Dad. Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. We're fishing with bees? Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one. Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. Interesting choice. With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice. But I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand. Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. never was. Dad, we have to go. Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run. The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hand. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crisp. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
That's
Luca's
SOS.
eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rollo?
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luca! Rollo, is that you? Luca! There? Rollo, it's the middle of the night. Luca, thank God. Listen, I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? It was blank blank. Took me some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in blank 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 for now. At least now. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr? No. Trust. He's... Hold on. Someone's
The
coming.
signal went silent.
Rollo? Rollo, where are you?
Luca held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. I can
Rollo's
barely
voice
hear
began
you.
to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need to. The treehouse. The treehouse.
With that, the signal died for good.
I was trying to say something about the treehouse. What about the tree? What's at the treehouse? The antenna. Must we use the antenna in the treehouse to get better signal? Rollo, you're a genius.
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
So, hold up.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
So we all understand our roles. Count on me. I think we need more time. This wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while that danger persists. You hear him. You just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. I just wish we could have made the deal with the Harris Valentine. Their resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How is Luca holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all... I know very well what all this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We will reconvene after the festival. So what's Gran in on? All right. Gran? What are you meaning with Miss Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Hi, Luca. God! Dawn, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today, I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your Gran been doing anything differently recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. Call from Harm Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified. Or both. Luca, be careful out there. Think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? Nah, I'm gonna stake out here for a bit longer. See you, Luca. All right, to the treehouse we go. Rest a minute. Rollo? Rollo, are you there? I'm at the treehouse now, Rollo. Mr. Kerr said you were all right. What happened out there? Dang it, Rollo, where are you? Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
I've got weapons in here, so you better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Weapons? How could you hurt something that's already dead?
Fear gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? What? You don't recognize me? Guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
I'm a monster. Now they hunt me like the beast I am. Iggy.
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me! This is all your fault.
Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you could control yourself for a second. And I get to be like this forever. Must be a way to fix this. Oh, you gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luca saves the day. With his positive attitude, power of friendship. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weepwood. I only came here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca! Luca! Rollo? It's not safe, Luca. Where are you? The treehouse. I'm at the treehouse, Rollo. Where are you? No, Luca. The treehouse isn't safe. They said they were going to the treehouse. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they're going to the treehouse? The clipboards. What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? We're saying the same stuff they always do, but it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. We're gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello? Is anyone present at this arboreal domicile? Crap, they found me. Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course, of course, of course. We have a problem. Luca, you gotta get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? And yeah, you were right. They're all saying the same stuff, but with the creepy knob cranked up to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts.
Iggy
Run!
slumped to his knee.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Iggy, there you are! You gave us all a heck of a scare. Go away, just leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though, we're here to help. Help? Then why were you chasing me? Luca, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him, he's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Well, that's a pretty honking big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. Just need you to let us up there and take care of him. Told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is. Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie. That's a hurtful thing to say, Luca. Thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you. You creep.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Why don't you pop on down here so we have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us all a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that?
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What did you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luca. Only teeny fib I told you was he was at home. He is resting, and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I'm the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca? Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option. He swung the mission control defense cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Hey, that was uncalled for, more than a little rude. And just plain unsanitary. Luca, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame this has come to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end. That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
All right. That's gonna be it for me today. We made good progress. This game is fantastic. I have a good feeling about the various different paths. Obviously, either God, there's so much going on here. Oh, we can go, but we've unlocked new charms and can come back here and struggle. I like that it lets me know which charms I've unlocked and where they go. So yeah, we can go back here and use struggle at the Warehouse of Horrors. Obviously we can't struggle here. And obviously there's something very strange and very weird going on in the town of Beacon Pines. And we'll continue this episode, we'll continue this adventure next week. And again, if you've watched it this far, if you're enjoying this content, this choose your own adventure game, essentially. I don't know if anyone remembers those choose of your own adventure books, but it's basically that. You make a decision, and you turn to a page, and your adventure might end on that page, or you might continue the story in a different way, and it all is different depending on the choices you make. And that's really what this is. It's a choose your own adventure video game. And I do like that if you make technically the wrong choices, you're still getting charms to and things to help build the picture of what's actually going on here in town, as well as seeing different outcomes and going back. I just love it. This is fantastic. So if you're enjoying it too, don't forget to hit that like button. Likes go a long way here on YouTube. And if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other content on the channel. I'll be making some changes to some of the content soon, mainly moving my VODs off channel into its own VOD channel thing. So you just have indie Let's Plays and some shorts from me on this channel. But that's where we're going forward with the planned content here in 2023. So once again, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.